so. I was extremely fortunate to be able to be picked up by Kansas City, and I really enjoyed this past season down there, and I'm looking forward to get back down there and start OTAs this upcoming season.
You had, I guess, a different season, one where you didn't really get to do a lot of football, per se, on the field. Talk about that, because your last game of preseason, you got injured. Kind of talk about the injury and how your year went for you.
Yeah, it was hard because, I wasn't able to play much in the preseason, and I was able to play against Green Bay. And my first pass attempts, I broke a bone and tore a tendon in my finger, so I was placed on injured reserve. So I wasn't able to practice, but I was able to be in the buildings, I was in meetings, and able to attend practice. So it was really beneficial from a knowledge standpoint.
As a quarterback who doesn't get to practice and get to have the repetitions and throws, what do you do? Is it all mental reps, things like that? What was your role?
Yeah, the biggest thing for me making that adjustment, I think, was the mental side of the game. I had a good coaching staff around me that really helped me. I was able to put in some extra time in the evenings, and like I said before, I think that's going to help me in the long run. But just standing at practice and standing behind the offensive line and getting reads from the defense and identifying things, I think is going to help.
And you had some quality quarterbacks in front of you to learn from with Castle and Quinn and Stanzi. Talk about those guys and what they meant to you this year.
Yeah, it was a really good group of guys to be with. All class acts. Had been in the league for a while, especially Castle and Brady, and those guys kind of took me under their wing, I think, and really helped groom me. I think that's going to help me.
To have a year as the Chiefs did, this is some video here of the New Orleans game, one of the 2 games you guys won. What was that season like? Because you've never experienced losing seasons like that. Going all the way back to high school with you, you've always had winning seasons. How tough of a year was this?
Yeah, it wasn't something I'm extremely familiar with, but just like I said, learning from an offensive standpoint, I think I learned something, how the team is ran, and how to overcome adversity when you only win 2 games and how to respond.
Mm-hmm. Being a rookie, and yeah, you didn't play, but the speed of the game. Talk about that and your step from Monmouth to being able to play in the NFL.
Yeah, I was fortunate to see some of that, before I was in Kansas City and the All-Star game I was in, and training with the guys I trained with. The first couple of reps when you're throwing in there in OTAs, you notice it. That's something I'm going to have to continue to work on when I get reps this offseason.
This was a year that there was a lot of adversity for this team, not only on the field but off the field. You had a player die, commit suicide. That's never easy if it's your best friend or not your best friend, whoever it is. Talk about how this team responded to that, because this is right in the midst of a really long losing streak when you get this turmoil again.
Yeah, the season was already kind of starting to go downhill at that point, and when that happened, it was extremely painful and sad, especially when you get to know somebody on a personal level. That happens. And, it wasn't only tough on his family, but on Cassandra Perkins' family as well, and their daughter as well. But I think our team really came together, and we actually got a victory that weekend, and I think that was pretty special.
Mm-hmm. Talk about how the team responded. Yeah, you get the win, but the bonding. Did it draw the team closer, do you think?
Yeah, you kind of had to, because you're in the building, you're spending that much time with all those guys, 7 days a week. It's definitely something that just kind of happens.
What's up for you next? You're in off season now. You're looking forward to hopefully getting to be on the field. What's your off season like for you right now?
Yeah, I'm up here in the area for a month or 2, continuing to train and spending some time with my fiance, which I wasn't able to do much when I was down in Kansas City, which I'm really enjoying. But yeah, just continuing to get better and improve on the things I need to improve on to have success at that level.
And that would be what? Is it getting your reps and throwing? What are you doing to make sure when your OTAs and your mini camps and everything rolls around, Alex is ready to go?
Well, you can always improve on things like footwork and athleticism, but I think the biggest thing for me with a new coach coming in is going to be able to pick up on the system, because we're going to have all new terminology, with a completely different staff. So it's going to be, getting ahead in the playbook and learn those things quickly so I can transfer that to the field.
You lose a coach in Romeo Crennel, and a lot of times the head coach, they say, is the figurehead. Things go bad, you have a 2-14 season, he gets fired. Deal with that. How do you deal with that as a first-year player, too?
It's just, something we're going to have to adjust to. I've never really been part of anything like that. It's going to be a different transition, but, Romeo was a great coach. I'm sure he's going to have success wherever he goes.
Mm-hmm. Does it show you that it is more than a game? It is a business out there?
Yeah, I mean, because if those guys don't win, they're not going to have a job. You know what I mean? So they're competing just as much as we are.
Well, you get a new head coach in Andy Reid. What do you know about him? What have you heard about him?
Extremely excited. He's kind of has a proven track record. He's was in Philly for 14 years or so and took them to the playoffs quite a few times. So he's had success at this level, and he's an offensive-minded guy. So I'm not only looking forward to work with him, but also our new offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach.
And like you said, is it about the terminology and the footwork and just, I guess, embracing it all and getting it all down for you at this point?
Yeah. I'm anxious to get in the building as soon as possible and get to know those guys and start to learn as much as I can.
What do you do before now in, I guess, the draft? I know, you went through it last year, and those guys are going to be experienced it this year. Where are the needs for this team right now?
I don't know if I'm really in a position to say where we need help.
But you got to watch, and I mean, during practices, you said they kind of called you Coach Tanney a little bit. But as you look at this team, I mean, assess what this team needs to do to not be a 2-14 team again.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously we need to have more success on the offensive side of the football. So, I mean, you can always use more weapons, and every year there's kids in the draft that can, step in and play right away. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we'll be able to find some of those kids. Yeah.
What do you do as, I guess you said you're the fourth guy right now, to move up that ladder, to get that shot this year?
It's to get reps is the biggest thing, and just to continue to improve when I do get those reps, and show the coaching staff that I can have success playing at that level.
Can you imagine a year ago, sitting back here now, because we talked to you before you left for, I think it was the Bills at that time, before you signed on with Kansas City. Has it been a whirlwind this year? I mean, can you believe it's been a year and it's like, wow, here we go again?
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about it a couple days ago, where I was at this time of year last year and how much has really gone on. This past year I've been all over the place training, some All-Star games, and it was in Buffalo, and now I'm back here in Kansas City. So it's been a really great experience, and I'm definitely trying to take it all in.
Well, actually, we appreciate you coming back and doing this, and good luck to you in your off season, and hopefully we get to see you on the field next year a little bit more.
I hope so. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And time for another break. We'll be right back with more Sports Extra.